Mm. Hello, it's Lori again from Morgan County Public Library, and this is Beginners Yoga. And let's start out with the regular announcements. One, you want to be wearing comfortable clothes, and um, you don't want to push yourself. So if it hurts, you need to stop whatever you're doing. You should, when you're doing the poses, they should feel a little challenging. You should feel your muscles working, but if it starts to hurt, then stop. Um, you can modify the poses with pillows, blankets, books. I got some props I wanted to show you. So here I have a yoga strap. I got it in purple because, my mat is purple and I like purple. I used to be called the Purple Lady because I wore purple a lot over at Monrovia. And then I got these foam blocks, and they're very, they're that you can use these to get down to the ground or to modify poses as needed. I've been working on my 200 level yoga teacher training, and I've been doing lots and lots of yoga, and sometimes my body starts to get sore, and that was what was happening last week. And I decided, well, if I got to follow my own advice, and if I start hurting, I need to stop. So I didn't. I didn't have a program last week. I put on Facebook a video that has different poses, and it had a lot of the poses that I had been already introduced, and then it had some other ones that were a little bit harder. Their plank was on your forearms and elbows, and that can be a little bit harder than the other plank. And it seems like in the world of yoga, you will find the pose is described and looks like something one way, and then on another, it'll be a little bit different, or and I don't know what to make of that. I just think, well, they're pretty close, and you know, I just think, well, when I first started doing the planks, I couldn't even. I was so weak, so I started doing them up against the wall, and then when that got to be easy, then I've gone down and I would be on my hands and knees, instead. So it would be like a girl push up. And then after that became easier, then I went to the plank that I show you now. Um, and then the final version, I guess, is on the forearms where that's a little bit harder. Um, anyway, if you see somewhere else that it's described it a slightly different way, the pose, that's common. I go and I look and I'm like, okay, well, which one is the real one? Like, people put their little modifications, and I think what happens is everybody's body is different, um, and some people can do a certain pose, and another person will never be able to do that pose because their body structure won't allow it. And so they kind of tweak the pose and make it a little bit different. And, you get a whole bunch of people doing that, and they're all when yoga first started over 5,000 years ago, um, there were 12 poses. That is it. And now there are over 2,000. And I've learned about 50 of them, and I have another 150 to go before I'm done with this class. And I can already tell that some of them I'm just not going to be able to do. Um, I hate to say that. I want to always leave a little room open for, well, yeah, if I try really hard, maybe someday I can do that, so that I'm not just like immediately shutting it out and, shooting it down. No, no, no. But to give myself room to at least work at it and try. But like one of them, as I was telling the people at work, you know, you're supposed to put your leg behind your head. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be teaching that one. So anyway, let's get started. Let's see if I've got everything the way it needs to be. I need to adjust this a little bit down. And let my cat in because she's already wanting back in. Now you gotta stop that, baby. You're gonna come in, you're in. My special kitty. My special needs kitty. Okay, so let's get into your yoga seat. And I'm doing the adepts pose, but you can do crisscross applesauce. You can do that if that's easier for you. That's fine. Okay. I'm a little wound up and I need to calm down. This is a meditative practice. So, got this light on. It just seems to be too bright. All right. Remember, we're doing belly breathing. You take in an inhale through your nose. You hold it for a second or two or three, and then you exhale. And then you hold it for a second, two or three, before you take your next inhale. When you inhale, your stomach should stick out because you're filling up your lungs and the diaphragm pushes down and moves your tummy out. So make sure you're breathing that way. And I want you to focus on your body, tune in to your body. What is your body telling you this week? How are you feeling? Pay attention to your body. And let's do this for the next 3 or 4 or 5 breaths. Okay. So let's start with mountain. You're going to be standing up. You're going to have your feet a couple of inches apart. And you're going to ground your feet down. So feel your feet on the floor. Kind of spread your toes and make yourself in contact with the floor. Now your knees are not rigid, they're a little soft, but you're standing straight. And your back is straight. And your shoulders, roll your shoulders back, broaden your chest, and then pull your shoulder blades down, your shoulders down. Feel your connection to the earth. You want to feel solid, like a mountain. All right. So first let's get into tabletop. And in tabletop, your knees are going to be in line with your hip, and your hands or wrists are going to be in line with your shoulder blade. Your shoulder. I'm saying shoulder blades, but shoulder. Your back should be flat, not like this, not like this, but flat. Your stomach is engaged, so pull up your belly button as much as you can, because you want to engage your core here. All right. Now, put your hands just a little bit more up and spread out your hands. You want your palms connected to the earth and kind of cupping the ground. You want a solid connection. And then take one leg, curl your toes and take one leg and the other, and you're in plank. Let's do this for several breaths. Now come back down into tabletop. And curl your toes under and lift your legs, straighten your legs. You want your back to be flat. And see if you can lower your heels to the ground. You might not be able to do that. That's okay. Or you might not be able to straighten out your legs. You can bend them like this if that helps. But the important thing is to keep your back straight. And this is downward facing dog. And you want your weight to not be too much on your hands. You want it more in the bottom of your body. You look like a V upside down. Let's come back down. And we're going to turn around. And so you want to put your hands behind you and you want to straighten out your legs. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the reverse, the incline, the upward incline. It's like a reverse plank. So make sure your hands are, get back down and put your hands to where you feel they will support you. And then let's maintain this position for 3 to 5 breaths. Keep your feet down if you can, touching the floor, including your toes. And then down. All right, that'll get you heated up. And now, stand up again. You're in mountain again. We start everything in mountain. If we're doing a standing pose, it starts with mountain first. Being grounded. It's cutting off my head. Can't get this far enough away. Hold on a second, people. There. Okay. Okay. So mountain. And we're going to do tree. So you take your right leg and you can put it just alongside, right above your ankle. And you can hold on to something. You can hold on to a chair, or get up against your bed, or be up against the wall if you're not too stable. So you can do it here. You can do it right below the knee, not on the knee joint, but below the knee, right below it. And then up here as close to the groin as possible. So put your leg where you think it will be best. And I'm going to put it here, right below my knee. Keep your leg out. And then we're going to lift our arms up and stare at a place on the floor or in the, 4 or 5 feet in front of you. It helps you with your balance. And let's stay here for 3 to 5 breaths. Or we cannot. Come back down. And now we're going to do the other side. I didn't do yoga last night or yesterday. And I can tell just one day. Okay. Well, that's tree. And now I'm going to go into warrior one. These are really good exercises for your core and for strengthening your legs and focusing on your posture. So I think warrior really energizes me. It's like all the warrior poses, I like them. They're my favorite. So you want to step your feet apart. You want it to be like a leg length, or if you can't do that, as far out as you can. You don't really have to go that far. And so if this is what you could do, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Do what you can do. And your foot is going to be facing out towards the small end of your mat, if you have a mat. And you want to make sure that your knee is in line with your ankle. And your back foot is going to be slightly, I'm going to show you. It's going to be like, it's not like that. It's a little bit like a 45-degree angle. Yeah. And then you're going to take your shoulders and you're going to face right. And you bend your leg, your knee. If you can get this thigh parallel to the ground, great, but not everybody can do that. That's okay. And then, so make sure your joints are aligned where they need to be. You don't want your knee too far over your ankle, and you don't want the ankle too far out away from your knee. And then, once you feel stable and your back is straight, raise your arms up by your ears, palms facing each other. And let's do this for 3 to 5 breaths. Okay, now we're going to do it on the left side. So again, you're going to be making sure that your joints are where they need to be, aligned. This foot is like at a 45-degree angle. And this one faces straight ahead. And then you take your shoulders and face the left. And then on an inhale, bring up your arms close to your ears, palms facing each other. Okay. And now go back to your right. This foot can be a little more squared off. It doesn't have to be at that 45-degree angle. It can be a little more squared off. because we're going to do warrior two here. Make sure your joints are stacked the way they should be, that your legs are a good distance apart that you can manage. We're going to keep facing the front now. We're not going to turn. And make sure your back is straight. Roll your shoulders down. Make sure they're down, and then take your arms. Now, if you have neck problems, you don't need to look. But if you don't, turn your head over your right side and look past your middle finger. Okay, and now on the left side. All right. And now get down on hands and knees. Sink your bum towards your feet. And we're going to do child. So just bring your body down to the mat and rest your forehead on the ground. You can have your arms up or you can have them behind you, whichever way feels best for you. And let's stay here for 3 to 5 breaths. That is a good pose if you need to calm down. So let's get in our yoga seat. Our time is almost up. I spent so much time talking about alignment at the beginning, so didn't get as many poses done as I was planning, but that's okay. It's all right. When you sit in your yoga seat, make sure your back is straight and your shoulders are down. Put your hands however you want, or whatever feels good for you. Close your eyes and do your deep breathing. Slow, deep and slow and long breathing. And as you breathe, focus on your breath and the air that comes in
is energy and life. And the air you breathe out is stress and worry. So you're refueling your body. Let's sit here for a little bit and think about our breath. And stay there as long as you need. Thank you for spending time with me. And remember to give yourself a pat on the back for doing what's good for your body. Take care.